Good morning, everyone. How are you today? I am in the middle of a big move. We are moving from the north of Canada back down to the south of Canada. And yeah, so big purge happening, big move happening, and it's pretty exciting. So I will be offline for a while starting next weekend while we're driving and moving and everything else. But I will continue to do these as much as I can while we're moving. And as I was talking about this, now I know why I'm talking about this. What came up is this reading today is, what do you need to purge? All right, so we have our three main decks that I tend to use now. My sun deck, my moon deck, my Luna Soleil deck, which is the sun and the moon combined. And I'm just looking because I know that there are some crystals that they want me to put here on your decks to help you choose. So I'm just seeing which crystals they want me to use. Okay, the diopside, that one goes in the middle. All right, the K2 granite, that one goes on the gold. And I think this is the rhodonite, not the rhodochrosite. It's either rhodonite or rhodochrosite. I can't, I think it's the rhodonite. Anyway, you can look up those crystals. I'm not going to go into what they're about. It's purely about appearance today, they're telling me. So you're to be attracted to them by their appearance, not their healing properties or their, whatever. It's just, I mean, you may be attracted by that, but I'm not to disclose it. You're supposed to choose just simply by appearance, I guess. And this has something to do with the reading. So the reading is, what do you need to purge in your life right now? This is cool, this side. But then I'm going to just put it back that way. Okay, and then this one. Okay. Sorry, I'm all stuffed up this morning. That's probably got something to do with it too. Oh, well, being stuffed up, sinuses, lungs, all of that. Meridian has to do with letting go, and I'm letting go. I'm purging, right? I'm purging. I'm like everything in my household. You should see it right now. It's a mess. But anyway, and I'm letting go of my need for order and embracing chaos. So lots going on. So what do you need to purge? I'm going to open the energy and let you guys choose your decks, and then we're going to go from there. All right, that tone was loud. If you haven't chosen your deck, you can pause the video and do so, but I am going to get started with the first deck, which is the gold sun deck with the K2 granite. You can look that up later or now and see what that means. Okay, what do you need to purge? Which cards? No, it's none of these cards. All right, keep shuffling. They want me, there's cards that want to jump out, but that's not what they say. They want me to cut the deck. So funny how some of these cards just love to jump out. Okay, this one's jumped out twice, so I'm just gonna hold it up here. It's a lover's card, but it's in reverse. So just for some of you, if there's a relationship that's not working in your life, you might need to purge that. But I'm just going to keep going, I hear, until they tell me to cut. Cut, they said, and now what is it that you need to purge? So this is interesting because it's reversed. This is the devil card and it's reversed. So the devil card, don't worry about it. It's nothing bad. It's just about attachment to material goods. So, but this is reversed. So normally if it was like this, I would say, oh, you need to purge your attachment to material goods, you know, but it's reversed. And so what I'm hearing with this card today is you need to purge the belief system that material wealth, material goods, the physical world, etc., all of that is evil or not good in some way, or that you can't have it, or, you know, that you can't, that you have to always be, you know, focused just on the spiritual and not on the material. So although it all comes from our spiritual energetic space, and we want to focus on that and have a healthy spiritual energetic beingness and experience, and what we know is that when we do have a healthy energetic emotional spiritual being, our physical being is also healthy, right? And becomes healthier. So don't negate the physical. So when we do this type of work, we hear often, you know, to focus on the spiritual and to, you know, release all attachment to the physical and blah, 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 blah. And that is true. And I say it all the time. So it's true. No, I'm just joking. But I do say it all the time. And it is true. And I want to put this guy like this for some reason. Oh, and because they want me to draw attention to this Sintamani crystal that I have here. And this is about wish fulfillment. So, but it's not wrong. That's the thing. It's not wrong to want things in the physical world and to want things in the material world and to, you know, appreciate and love the physical and material world. We are part of the physical and material world. We are human beings. We are the physical and material world. It's not wrong to be physical. It's not wrong to be in the material world. Man is not wrong. Woman is not wrong. However you want to say it, whatever it is. Humans are not wrong. It is, okay? So they want you, this group, number one, to purge the belief system that the physical or the material world in any way, that humankind, that the planet, that, you know, man-made or human-made products, whatever, are wrong, okay? That's fear-based, I'm hearing. It's fear-based. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. It's just a physical experience. It's just a material experience. It's just, you know, we even speak this way. We say, you know, the spiritual is a higher vibration and the physical is a lower vibration. So, you know, the physical is a faster vibration, the spiritual is a faster vibration, the physical is a slower vibration. But the truth is, you know, the spiritual is, yes, it's a lighter, looser vibration, and the physical is a denser, tighter vibration so that we can actually feel it. But that's manifestation, right? To bring it from the spiritual world into the physical world, it just has to become denser and tighter in order to manifest and exist and to be touched and felt and seen and heard and all the physical senses. We can't, well, we can sense the energetic and the spiritual, but it's very different, right? We can't sense it in the same way that we can sense the physical. So yeah, for group number one, they just want to say there's nothing wrong with the physical world, the material world. Yes, don't become obsessed with it, but don't become obsessed with the spiritual. It's all about balance. It's all about, you know, I'm getting this infinity 8. It's all about that connection point. It's all about, you know, understanding and allowing both, okay? Loving and forgiving both, appreciating and valuing both, the physical and the spiritual. They don't want you to negate the physical material world or, you know, write it off as, dismiss it as wrong, because that's not going to bring joy to you, okay? That's not going to bring joy to you. So don't make yourself wrong for liking to experience things and to have things in the physical world. That's what you're here to do, part of it. That's part of loving yourself and being loved by yourself and loving your others and being loved by others. It's sharing in this physicalness, right? Okay. Yeah, look at that. 5 of Cups. Natural intimacy. Okay, they want me to read from the book. There's something in the book about it. I didn't find the book. Sorry about that, but as you know, I'm moving, I mentioned, if you watched the intro. So yeah, but the Five of Cups. So normally the Five of Cups is about having learned from your past mistakes and moving forward from them, amongst other things. That's the Coles Notes. But what do they want to say here? We call this card natural intimacy because of its sense of comfortable sexuality and ease with which various energies circulate. The woman in the image is self-consciously naked, okay? And and in natural intimacy with the world around her. See, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The physical's not wrong. See, we have that Bible story that, Adam and Eve ate from the apple and realized that they were naked and they felt shame, right? And all of a sudden they had knowledge of the physical world and they understood more about the physical world that they were in, and they felt shame and they felt wrong, right? So that's definitely this message here. Her male counterparts are the stag, a symbol of virile male energy, and the nature god, Pan, who embodies an earthy sensuality. So yeah, it's not wrong. And look, we have 55 here, 5 and 5. So this is what they want you to purge, this idea that anything in the physical world is wrong, okay? That's what I keep hearing. And I want you to look up this this K2 granite crystal after this, as I will as well, because there's something important about it and it's not coming to my mind. Okay, threatened by Pan and what he represented, the early Christians created a shadow reflection of him, converting his image into what we recognize today as the devil. And this is the devil card. Wow, this is amazing. Okay, just as the Christians distorted the image of Pan, we can distort our natural sexuality into something used to manipulate people. One expression of this is the seductive strategy. It takes a little different form in women than in men, but in both, sexual attractiveness and charm are used to bolster a sense of value, exercise power, and gain or substitute for love. It's easy to lose sight of the fact that while all the sexiness looks intimate, it's really not. It's a cover, a convenient mask. Any feelings of real vulnerability are hidden quickly. Men employing the seductive strategy often become pursuers, making advances toward others for the sake of engaging sexually, but without showing up for real emotional contact. This lack of presence and the insecurity that lies beneath it prevents them from getting the real nourishment that sexual contact can bring. The pattern can become repetitive, leading to a string of conquests that are empty of fulfillment. The seductive woman, on the other hand, may be a bit more passive, luring her suitor through her appearance. Often she dolls herself up, changing her earthy physicality into something more plastic. She tries to look better than she actually feels. This is a great deal of power in being desired, or there is a great deal of power in being desired. And those using the seductive strategy capitalize on that. Using seduction to pull the strings of others' desires is not honoring the other, but rather using them. This card invites you to learn more about how you navigate these waters. If you often sexualize your connections, consider a period of celibacy or refraining from seductive behavior to find out what this strategy is hiding. Consider how you feel about your desirability separate from the sexual value others assign to you. Are you being seductive in order to have sexual contact, or do you want something else? If you engage in the seductive strategy, try not to judge yourself, but rather to hold yourself compassionately. The root of this strategy is often a lack of self-love. Perhaps you lean the other way and cover up your sexual attractiveness, diminishing your contact with your natural sexuality. This may be the result of sexual harassment or violation, early conditioning, or simply being disconnected from your body. You must be physically and psychologically comfortable enough to express yourself honestly if you are to achieve natural intimacy. Wow, okay. I focus more on the material world, in a different way, but this is incredible. And so for my pile number ones, this is a message you need to hear. You came here and you needed to hear it. Don't make yourself wrong for being human, for being a sexual being, but and even for using this strategy of sexual seduction or whatever they said in the card, because like they said, it's a result of conditioning and etc. But do explore what it is that you want. And what you want is, they're saying, this natural intimacy. It's natural for us to want that connection, that physical connection. It's natural for us to want that. There's no shame. She's unapologetically naked here, right? and he's unapologetically viral and etc. There's no shame. There's no shame in being a physical human being and in being a sexual being, because that's what we are, and wanting that natural connection that we can only achieve in the physical form, right? That type of intimacy that we can only achieve in the physical form. Okay, so they want you to purge this idea that being physical is wrong, being human is wrong, being sexual is wrong, all of that. All right? I hope this helped in some way. I hope this resonated with you and it helped you. You go have a beautiful day. All right. I don't know where this came from. I think it was over here. All right, there we go. All right, pile or deck number 2 with the diopside. You can look that up later. It's not for me to tell you about it today. I don't know why, because my memory has gone blank and I don't remember anything about them, and that's for a reason, they say. Okay, what do they want you... No, they want me to cut cards, so it's not that card. What do they want you to purge? Okay, what do they want you to purge? So what do they want you to let go of? This happened with the other deck. Cards just kept popping out. They want me to shuffle until they say stop and then cut the deck. So I don't know what is going on here, but I guess a lot of energy is coming through, so the cards are going crazy. But okay, I just heard you can stop now, you can cut now. And they want me to get this card for you. Top card. 2 of Swords. Indecisiveness. That's what's coming. Indecisiveness. Stagnation, paralysis. You hold yourself in stagnation, paralysis through indecisiveness. You have a fear of choosing. That's what it is. You have a fear of choosing. You have a fear of making a choice. That's what they're telling me. So if this doesn't resonate with you, it's not your pile, but you have a fear of making a choice. Okay? And they want you to move past that. They want you to understand that that's holding you in a neutral space, but you're not moving forward. You're not going backward, but you're not moving forward. You're just in neutral. It's like a car. They're showing me a car, the gears. So they want you to let go of the fear of making a choice. You can't make a wrong choice. So let go of the belief system that you can make a wrong choice. You can't. The choices you make will lead you to lessons and experiences and challenges and whatever. And sometimes you might look back and regret them, but if you actually take your time to see what you learned from it and what growth you had from it and etc., you might not regret it so much sometimes. But if you made choices in the past that you regret, then you start to paralyze yourself. That's what I'm hearing. And you start to think that you lose your self-belief, you lose your self-trust, you lose your ability to trust yourself to make a choice. And they want you to let go of all of that. They do, okay? Because it's holding you captive is how they're saying it. It's holding you in a space that, stagnant is the word. And what they want is for you to move forward and to move freely forward. So they want me to cut these cards now. And there's going to be some clarification with these cards, this card around this. It's going to make sense, they say. Okay. Structure for the journey, the 6 of Swords. So that's the 2 of Swords, and this is the 6 of Swords. That's cool. Both, in that mental space. And the 6 is the healing number, so that's cool. So let's see what this deck says, because it's different, as you guys know. So structures for the journey. The 6-sided hexagon, so you can see that here, that she's looking at, is one of the main geometric building blocks found in nature. The molecular structure of the wood is hexagonal, as well as the cells in the human body. The hexagonal pattern is representative of life-supporting structures. We call this card Structures for the Journey because it is about how our daily life structures support our deeper unfoldment. The elements of journey and structure are both present in the image. Journey is represented by a figure following a winding path, structured by the snowflakes, each with a definite, intricate form. You see the snowflakes there? Whereas water is formless and represents the flow of life, snow and ice have a crystalline structure, which lets you stand on them or make something with them. Structure is useful. It acts as a building block when selected and used skillfully. Unfortunately, we sometimes allow structures to dominate our lives and substitute for real living. We suffer from imbalance when we go through daily life so caught in our immediate responsibilities and structures that we lose touch with our deeper purpose. And we suffer from a different imbalance when we dive into the inner journey without the structures that keep our lives from falling into chaos. When you are serious about the journey, you must get serious about the structures that can support it. It can take years to become deeply enough attuned to your needs and rhythms that you settle into a really nourishing daily routine. This routine will change over time as your contingencies and needs start to change. Sometimes Kali comes and shatters your structures, and then you have to build them again. It is an art to find just the right amount of structure that supports you without putting you to sleep. Take nourishment in simple daily activities like drinking a cup of tea or taking an after-dinner walk that can help you stay in balance. When you build times for rest and introspection into your life, you're less likely to burn out or get caught in mid-spin. When you are racing ahead, focused on how quickly you can get there, you lose touch with the natural flow of unfoldment and with the present moment. The only way to get there is from here, and the only enjoyment is found in the now. When this card turns up in a reading, it invites you to examine the structures of your daily life and notice how they support your journey or how they do not. Look at your patterns of eating and exercise, work, rest, and rejuvenation. You can identify structures that are not nourishing and eliminate or replace them, or explore ways you can make them more satisfying. Those that are nourishing, you'll want to reinforce. Continually adding new pieces into your life becomes a beautiful mandala. Okay, so this tells me then, this is telling me now, that the choice you're looking at making is changing these structures in your life, changing your daily routine, changing your daily habits in order to support you in what you're trying to, in moving forward and becoming the being that you want to be, which is your favorite being. It's not the spiritual being. It's not the, higher being. It's not any of that. It's your favorite being. It's the favorite version of you, the one that brings you joy. That's who you're meant to be. Your favorite version of you, the one that brings you joy. All right? And this is, you have a choice to make. So let go of the fear of choosing. Let go of the fear of changing. Let go of the fear of moving forward, okay? And even let go of the fear of moving backward. Because sometimes we have to take 2 steps back to, how is it? One step forward, 2 steps back, yeah. And sometimes that's necessary. It can be frustrating, but sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes, when I was hiking for years, right? So I did that for years. So sometimes when you're hiking and you go down the wrong path, you realize, oh, this isn't the path I wanted to go down. You have to take some steps backward to get back to the point where you kind of veered off into a path that you thought was the one you wanted, but it wasn't. And you go back and then you take a different path. So you don't need to be afraid of moving forward, moving backward, moving at all, okay? And that's interesting because I'm moving right now, physically moving my home. But yeah, look at your fear around changing the structures for the journey, because you're looking at changing the structures for your journey, and you really, just let go of any fear related to choosing, changing, and moving in any direction. That's what they want for you today. I hope that resonates. I hope you have a beautiful day, and you come back to see me again another time. All right, bye-bye. All right, my deck number 3. Let's see what this has to say about what you need to purge. The cards are going to fall out. This has been happening all day, or all reading. They're going to fall out, but they're not the cards. I'm to cut the cards when they tell me to stop shuffling the deck, and then cut the cards. Those are the cards, but for some reason the cards are going crazy today, and they're wanting to jump out. I think there's lots of spirits here wanting to say things is what's going on. So, all right, here we go. We're cutting the cards. We're getting the card that wants to come out for you guys. What do you need to purge? Let go of. Ah, interesting. This is interesting because this is the Six of Pentacles. This is all about community, charity. This is about giving and receiving. It's like this. Look at this card. It's a potluck, right? There's people sharing food and, you know, company and etc. It's a beautiful, beautiful card. So what it tells me when I see this in a, not a negative position, but, you know, when I see it as something, you know, like this reading, something you need to purge or let go of, it tells me that this is overwhelming you right now. So you may need to take a step back, okay, from it for a minute. You might be giving more than you're receiving. That's often the case. So now I'm going to shuffle these cards, and it's going to bring clarity, I hear. These two cards are working together. These two decks today are working together. This is the Tarot of Transformation, by the way. So that makes sense. Okay, cut the cards. And then we'll see what card comes up in this deck, and we'll read them together. Three of Wands, authentic nourishment. Interesting, because this reminds me of a potluck, right? This is nourishment, this is food, and then authentic nourishment, Three of Wands. And this is about unity, big picture, and this is about community too, so the three. But it's about joy. Six is about healing, and the three is about joy, and combined they make a nine for fulfillment and completion and wholeness. So let's just jump right in and read what the book has to say about this. The Tarot of Transformation is a different way of looking at the tarot cards. So let's see what the Three of Wands wants to say to you, and then we'll understand the message of these two cards together. The Three of Wands is about finding what nourishes us. Right away. Remember I said this might be overwhelming? This might be preventing you because you're so involved in the community, and you're so involved in giving to others and receiving from others and being influenced by others all the time, that you might not be able to see what nourishes you. Okay, you're so busy nourishing yourself, nourishing your not yourself, nourishing your friends, nourishing your family, nourishing others, you know, that you're not taking the time to find out what nourishes you. This may nourish you, but we need to do some investigation here, I hear. Okay. Yeah. It encourages us to accept responsibility for taking care of ourselves. Okay, yeah, this is here you feel responsible for everyone else, for your community, for et cetera, and we're raised to believe that, right? And it's fine that's not a bad thing, you know. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but first and foremost, you're responsible for yourself. If your cup's not full, you can't overflow and share with others. So we're often raised so focused on this community and taking responsibility for our community that we forget about taking care of ourselves and taking responsibility for taking care of ourselves. So I'm going to start over reading this card. So the Three of Wands is about finding what nourishes us. It encourages us to accept responsibility for taking care of ourselves. This requires commitment and focused will, qualities of the third chakra located in the solar plexus. In the picture, a nature spirit collects food from the fields. The earth provides many different foods and energies that are nourishing to us, and our task is to discern what elements from this bounty support our well-being. Each of us is unique in our needs. Thus, what is healing or healthful for one is not necessarily good for another. One person may laugh himself back to health, while another may need to cry. In the image, a spiral connects the solar plexus with the fields of produce. You can think of this as the will spiraling out and beginning in essential nourishment. The task of finding and taking in authentic nourishment is not free from complication. Those who see inner energy patterns report that parental energy is often trapped in the solar plexus. I'm going to read that again because I stumbled on that. The task of finding and taking in authentic nourishment is not free from complication. Those who see energy patterns report the parental energy is often trapped in the solar plexus. This can cause us to act out our conditioning, unconsciously repeating how our parents nourished or failed to nourish us. We can also get caught in maladaptive ways of trying to fill ourselves, not realizing that our efforts are misguided and that this food, drug, relationship, activity, feeling is not going to accomplish what we want it to. Addictive patterns such as these reveal a loss of self-will. Writing these patterns is part of what this card is about. The place to start is right where you are, feeling for your needs and learning to distinguish which of these are true needs and which are the bottomless cravings created by conditioning. Once you identify your true needs, you can look at the various possibilities for meeting them and select the ways that are most fitting and appropriate. You must then follow through, noticing and dealing with any attempts to derail or sabotage yourself. It takes clarity and sustained effort to stay responsive to yourself this way, especially when you are overburdened, exhausted, or confused. Both this card and the Three of Cups show you the bounty that is possible and invite you to take it in. The Three of Wands reminds you that effort is needed and that it is indeed worth the struggle. Strengthening and sustaining yourself through authentic nourishment is part of your larger empowerment. Here is an exercise you can put to use to explore a need. Start by putting yourself into an open and receptive state and feel your need for nourishment on each of the various levels: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. Pick one need that is not being fully met and feel this need as you currently experience it. What qualities are present and what are your feelings around it? Do you feel frustrated, desperate, hopeful, detached? Is there an unmet need from the past that contributes to or colors this experience? Notice any ways you turn away from or discount this need. Decide what you can commit to support and fulfill your need, and thank yourself for paying attention. All right, so this is definitely saying to let go of the need to please others, to fulfill others, to nourish others, to take care of others. Right now, you need a pause from this, and you need to focus on this. You need to focus on taking care of yourself, nourishing yourself, just filling your cup, okay? Filling your plate. And you need to figure out what your authentic nourishment is. Like this card says, everybody has a different needs. So they want you to let go of your focus on others right now and focus on yourself. All right? That is your message. I hope it helps. 3232 just saw that, so look that up. And this crystal is the rhodonite, I believe. The rhodonite. Look that crystal up as well. And I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye-bye now.